Hey, it's Rachel from the Life Facilitator, and I'm doing a memory planner flip through of the Cocoa Daisy Planner. And I'm going to flip through January through most of June. I haven't quite finished June yet, but I'm very close. So let us get started. So this year I have been memory planning in this Cocoa Daisy Planner. And this planner comes, it can either come spiral bound or it can come unbound, and you can bind it any way you'd like. So I had mine come, I purchased mine unbound and then disc punched it to be on disc. So if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you might have already seen some of these layouts. And so I'm so excited to be sharing them now. So let's start with January. So for January, I separated the monthly tab from the rest of it and made a divider. And here's the first week of January. I'm not going to talk too much detail. I might talk a little bit about like the process or just something I really liked. So for this one, I loved the triangle repeated shape. And then here's the next week. You'll see that I switch back and forth between the vertical weekly and the horizontal. So this is the horizontal weekly, and actually it is the same week. I just decided to do it twice. Here's another horizontal weekly. And a lot of these I do have process videos for. So for the following week, we went on a little road trip, and so I decided to do some pocket pages and kind of a mix of pocket pages and then like mini layouts for this trip to Key West. I love the flexibility that this system allows for my memory planning, and just is a really neat. I can try a lot of different things, and I really like that. So that's our little trip to Key West, and then back into the vertical weekly pages. This week I left the layout as is, but for a lot of the weeks I switched it up and added, made Monday start here and then go across the top and bottom, and then created like a little header on the bottom for the month or the week number. And yep, so did the same thing here again, and just like having the option to switch it up. I really enjoy that. So this week I didn't have many photos, and so I just focused on a couple things from the week. And then we went to the wharf that Sunday, and I actually did a whole extra little page on that here, and backed this with some scrapbook paper. Really like how that turned out. And then on to the next week in February. Made a little pocket here for some extra photos and information. Also made a flip here. I love creating interactive elements. Now, I will say this thing got real thick real fast because of all of my extra little bits, but that's okay. I don't mind. I can always put it on different discs if need be. So here is another week in February. For this week, I decided not to date it and just put it on the bottom here, and that works fine. I have a little flip up for my grandmother who passed on this day. And just kind of a mix of things. I like mixing the grid with with other things. I also really enjoy adding pocket cards and either altering them or just doing other things to make them my own in this format. I don't do anything with the monthly, and that's okay. It's really just a reference point for me for the dates. Again, another divider. Here I made like a March pocket card. I was just really inspired by the colors of this kit, and so wanted to play around with them. And then did like just a little pocket card about my little cat. And then on the back too. And then jumping into the weeklies. So here I did another sort of grid type layout, really trying to make it feel like a Project Life page. And I so enjoyed this layout. Not a lot of journaling, but for this week the photos really told the story, so I didn't need a lot of journaling. And this is the backer packaging from the March kit. And then here's the following week. Yeah, again, so on weeks I don't have a lot of photos, I tend to, or not a lot happen maybe, I'll group information. So we had several Zooms that throughout the week. I was in my craft space a lot, and then this was the weekend leading up to my birthday, and so just kind of grouped information together. And the layout is a guide, but I never feel like I have to stick to it. Here's another example of a pocket card being used, another pocket card, and then another pocket card to back this section. For this one, my birthday week, I used one of the Traveler's Notebook cards or pocket cards that are sized to fit the Simple Dory, and used it actually as a pocket, and then included one of the large tags and just included some more information in there. And then this actually, I had thought to do something here and I just didn't get around to it, and never felt inspired to go back to it, and that's totally fine. This week I actually have already memory planned in a different format, and my plan is to I photographed the pages, and I'm just going to print the pages and then just disc punch them in, rather than basically redoing the spread. Here's April. So again, this week there were things that happened, but I didn't have a lot of photos for it, but I did have a lot of photos for a Sunday Fun Day out and about. And so that's what I focused on for this week. And that works for me. I have also started putting in the week numbers just because it's kind of fun. Again, like an homage to the Project Life format. This week I did another interactive element. So I have a little tag. Well, first it's on a pocket card, and then I used one of the large tags to make a little mini book of a day out with my in-laws. And then for this week, there were these great numbers that came in the kit, and so I thought I would just use the numbers to journal about what happened during the week. Love this stamp that came with the May kit, I believe. And again, a little grid just to, write down what all happened. A little bit of stenciling as well. This week, I remember what the goal of this spread was to make interesting titles. So you can see each title for the day is a little different. And I just love this spread. The spread was so fun to make, and just so, I did a couple things. So one, because my titles were really, had a lot going on, I kept my journaling consistent by printing it, and then adding it onto the page. And then I also, every other photo has these like fun little plant shelves, and I don't know, this was just a really fun spread to make. And that's the goal, right? Like, it's all about having fun. If you're not having fun with this format, maybe I don't know. I'm only still doing this because I love it so much and I enjoy it so much. Here's the next week. Limited photos, but I absolutely remember exactly what happened this week just based on the information provided. Oh my gosh, the little cat. So cute. Her little paw. Yeah, played with a lot of different techniques and again, just had a great time. Used a lot of the die cuts for this layout. Die cuts and rub-ons. Here was, again, a week with maybe not as much like day-to-day information, but I kind of wanted to focus on some themes of the week. So we had a date night. I've been trying to create a consistent running habit and eating habit of, salads instead of, junk. And then just some other little tidbits from the weekend. Love this layout. This was a washi tape that came in the Heidi Swapp Stoppable kit. And a lot of this whole spread is Heidi Swapp. All right, moving on to May. So for this spread, I did like a dashboard layout and put all the information, kind of the nitty gritty of the week on this page. Here's why. I had almost no photos from this week, but I had a lot of things that I wanted to remember. And so I decided to do this. And then I made a little pocket page. And then a friend of mine and I went to the Wynwood Walls. And so I actually picked up some postcards and used those to talk about that trip. And then because I didn't have a lot else to document, I focused on a show I had watched, which I loved. Ooh, I loved this show. And then talked about it here, and then had kind of a crummy week health-wise, and so I documented that as well. And then I used one of the papers from the classified memory keeping kit to back the page, and that's that. This is just sort of, I don't know, I may go back and add things, but I was just kind of playing around. And then here was starting into our week where we went on a road trip and then we're in Memphis for a little bit. So this part of the week was before we left, and then this is sort of heading out. So you can see again, I switched up the way that the page, the layout of the page, and then left this on the bottom for like a little extra kind of title for the entire spread. For this spread, I covered the days of the week because it wasn't, we were on vacation. It didn't really matter to me what day these things were happening, but instead wanted to grab the stories. And so that's what I did here. I have a couple flips that I do plan to add some information to. I just haven't quite gotten there yet. And then I did another interactive element here with some more photos. And then on the back of the page, I did just sort of an overview of our final weekend there, and backed all the photos with some of the papers from the kit. And I love this. I think I'm going to do a lot more of this moving forward because it's just so fun this sort of style is so fun. And then just because I could, I had an extra photo and used one of the papers to, just document a really fun day seeing friends. And so that's that's through May. And then I'll quickly show you what I have so far for June. So June, I still have set up with the My Escape page. I absolutely love this. These are the pages from the classic inserts, and I just have them in here, and I haven't actually used them yet, but they're just so beautiful. Okay, and so here is the first week of June. So we were coming home from our trip, and so this part of the week I kept with the horizontal layout and used a lot of things from the My Escape collection. Had some extra photos which I backed onto one of the Simple Dory cards, and then the rest of the week I got sick. I got food poisoning, and so didn't have a lot more to say about the week, but just added a few extra things. So this is a really great, this sort of style, the kind of four 3x4 cards on a grid, takes up a lot of space and can tell stories, especially when you don't have a ton of photos to show for that. So I love this format, and I actually love how it looks together Just really kind of a fun layout. And then last week I'm going to share is the second week of June, which is week 23, and I did this is actually all Monday. We had a very, very busy Monday, and then this was Saturday and this was Sunday. So I did a little flip interactive element about going to the beach. We had a really super fun date night and talked about it here. We had zero plans for the weekend and just kind of did our own thing and wanted to document that here. And then we had a really bummer of a Sunday that turned out it turned out fine, but our Sunday fun day was maybe not as fun as other ones have been, but I wanted to document that. So I have set up the following week. I just haven't gotten around to it. I just got back from the trip that I went on this week. And so, but I wanted to show how I prep a week before I actually work on it. So I have a couple pocket pages in here. I have all my photos printed, ready to go. And then just other things that I think I might use in the spread, I have included in here. And so, yeah, so that is a look at January through most of June in my memory planner. I have never been so consistent than I have this year, and it makes me so happy. And yeah, I will do another video of how I plan to do the rest of the year. I am switching things up a little bit, so stay tuned for that. But I'm excited for what the new system will look like in my memory planner. So thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the blog post. There are some other awesome flip throughs that are going to happen there. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.